So it's 4:10 a.m. on Saturday, the 5th of July. We're heading to Ottawa Beach Park in Holland, Michigan to photograph the moon over the big Red Lighthouse. It's kind of interesting how this came up. I had to make a trip to Holland, Michigan yesterday on the 4th of July and spend the night. And initially I thought that I would be photographing the sunset at the big Red Lighthouse. It's kind of fun to do sunsets. I live on the east side of Michigan, so I only get sunrises. Not thinking about that it was July 4th. So not only was there going to be incredible amounts of traffic and people and all kinds of issues, turns out there was actually a private party in the area, and so all road access was closed. So I'm hoping that this morning I can get to the state park where I need to be to photograph the moon over the lighthouse right about 5:15 this morning. Should be in the blue hour, should be a very nice moon. So we're getting close to the entrance. We'll see if we can actually park somewhere where I can get to my location. Well, that's what we're heading for, is that moon with those clouds. But before we get there, we're gonna have to go through this. I'm gonna have to open this up so we can drive through. Gate, get set, get this off, and move forward. I was using my phone to film everything, and I can't believe the song that just came over Pandora while I was doing this. Dancing in the Moonlight by King Harvest. So we are going to try tonight to photograph the moon over the lighthouse. I'm in the state park. I'm the only person here, near as I can tell, and we're going to get ourselves set up. I did pick up a cup of coffee at the gas station on the way in. Very thankful. An absolute necessity for an early morning shoot. It's starting to come to life here a little bit. I've had a few boats go out to fish, person walking their dog down the pier, and another gentleman just came by with a metal detector. So I did change my setup a little bit. I've reoriented my camera. I've gone to vertical format. One thing I didn't mention is that I'm being a little bit of a curmudgeon or something on this shot. I'm actually using a 135mm lens, 1970s or 80s vintage, Japan made. Adapted to fit my Fuji camera. So we'll see how that works. I want to compress a little bit, and that makes the moon a little bit bigger. So if I were to, for instance, use like a 50mm lens, I'd have to be a little closer to the lighthouse, which would optically make that moon smaller in the frame. So the longer the lens and the further I get from the lighthouse, the more similar the sizes of those two things become, and it compresses. It has the optical effect of making that moon look even larger. So the moon's setting, ambient light's coming up. We should work out just about perfect. I'm getting pretty close to the shot I had envisioned. Kind of see right there, the moon's just got to come down a little bit, and we should be golden right about the time we get the blue hour, right where we want it to be. See right there, the moon dropping down over the lighthouse. We're getting really close to our shot, and just waiting for the ambient light to pick up a little bit so the two can balance out and the moon won't be blown out. That's actually my hope and goal, is that we can actually see the man in the moon along with the lighthouse and the cloud cover in the sky. Now we're really starting to get the shot, and it's really looking beautiful. You can probably see right there. And what's interesting is the other photographer who's down there is still there getting his vista. We're going to try to catch up with him or her and see what they've got going on. And I noticed another one kind of jogging down to with a tripod to get some photographs as well. So looks to be the popular spot this morning. This is what we're seeing right now. Come down and look. Look at that. So I've changed my vantage point where I've moved up a little closer to the water, put on the 11-stop neutral density filter, doing some long exposures as the sun continues to rise. The moon's now gone, the other photographers have left, but I guess I'm the diehard. I'm still hanging here. "6:30 a.m. and here comes the sun. Right behind us and over our shoulder. Let's do a slow pan around, kind of see where we are and what's actually happening here in this harbor for those of you who've not ever been to Holland, Michigan. We're wrapped up here at Holland State Park with Big Red Lighthouse, as you can see over my shoulder, and where we did some photographs of the moon, and then by happenstance we happened to get some long exposure with the neutral density filter as well. So thanks for coming with me today. I got seaweed on my tripod foot. Yuck.